I don't even know what to call you guys today, so let's just call them the Elevate Quartet. So we have Kate Wyatt, guest pianist, from Montreal tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. Welcome. And we have Owen Chow, who has been here before, but is back again on trumpet. And then, of course, we have our regulars, 2/3 of the Elevate trio, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr on drums and all sorts of different percussion. So thank you for everyone who is here in person. I suspect there are more people making their way over. And thank you to everyone who is tuning in online. Dax, I understand that you're recuperating in bed, so we are seeing you well. Thank you for joining us again. Okay, so I'm going to invite everyone to get cozy. If you haven't already turned off your devices or put them into airplane mode, now is the time to do it. Oh, and I just invite us all to start to settle into the space. Settle into our bodies. Settle into the opportunity of arriving exactly as you are. All the thoughts, all the concerns, all the everything of the day, and simply allowing ourselves the opportunity to begin to let go. Let go of the hustle and bustle of the day. Let go of any concerns or to-do lists for the rest of the week or the weekend. Allow your body to soften. Allow yourself to relax. Maybe doing a quick head-to-toe scan and just noticing if there's any congestion or tension, any dis-ease anywhere in the body. And as we continue moving through each now moment, as we continue letting go and arriving at the same time, I invite you to shift your attention to the breath. Noticing how it moves in and out through your nostrils, in and out through the lungs. Perhaps noticing the rise and fall of your belly or your chest, and simply allowing yourself to settle into this rhythm of in and out, in and out, in and out. And if you haven't already, I invite you to close your eyes or lower your gaze, whatever it is that feels nourishing and supportive, whatever it is that allows you to let go of any visual distractions vying for your attention. And as we continue to open up to each now moment, as we allow ourselves to be breathed, I invite us all to open up the interspaces of our being and allow this beautiful soundscape that has already begun to start moving and grooving its way through every cell, every system, every organ, knowing that every note, every chord, every sound and vibration is opening us up to a greater experience and expression of that incredible power we are at our core. And so as we continue to relax into each now moment, as we continue to open up, I offer you this brief but poignant quote from Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist. Every blessing ignored becomes a curse. Once again, every blessing ignored becomes a curse. So as we move into about 15 minutes of uninterrupted meditation, let us open up to the sounds and vibrations and rhythms of the Elevate Quartet, of wherever it is that we are open to being transported to, however it is that we are being opened up and activated. And allow ourselves to tune into each now moment, recognizing the blessing within. So here we go, about 15 minutes of uninterrupted meditation. And so I gently invite you to start bringing your awareness back to your physical presence, becoming more aware of your body and the skin that you're in, becoming more aware of the clothes you're in, the seat that you're in, becoming more aware of the environment around you and the space you're taking up. And as you continue becoming more aware, as we continue becoming more physically aware, I offer you this quote from the Alchemist once again. Every blessing ignored becomes a curse. So as we move into the rest of our time together tonight, as we become more immersed in and infused with the soundscape, the melodies, the rhythms of the Elevate Quartet, the ideas and concepts of the story of the Alchemist, as we continue moving through the coming hours, days, and weeks ahead, I invite us all to open up to where in our life we might be ignoring a blessing, knowing that as soon as we allow ourselves to pay attention to it, whatever curse it might have been can only dissipate. So now, if comfortable, I invite you to plant both feet firmly on the ground. I invite you to lengthen your spine. Extend your arms out by your sides with your palms facing upward, and just take a few moments to breathe, to notice, to be. Noticing all of that energy and that dynamism and enthusiasm that is whirling and swirling all around. Knowing that that same vitality, that same life is alive and well and active within. And now I invite you to scoop it all up, up, up above your head, pressing your palms and fingertips together. And then gently bring it all down. Mindfully, intentionally, purposefully, lovingly, all down into your heart, enjoying a moment of gratitude and appreciation, perhaps deepened connection or expansion, and maybe some grace. And so let us finish off our meditation with 3 nourishing, life-affirming breaths together. First breath in, and release. Returning back to your regular breath. Second deep, nourishing, life-affirming breath in. Here we go. And release it all. Returning back to your regular breath. And with this third breath, I invite you to receive the biggest, most nourishing breath yet. Here we go, breathing in. And at the top, hold, taking in an extra sip if you can. And just be. And release. Returning back to your regular breath. I am so grateful for your time and presence and for everything that comes next. Namaste. So I'm actually going to invite everyone to stand up for just a moment and feel your body slowly. Just move your body a little bit as we transition from meditation to some more music. Remembering where we're also gathering, that we're here on the Kwangin territorial land, and what a gift and a blessing it is to be here. Look at this, more people coming in. Welcome. What a gift and a blessing it is to live and breathe and work and play and co-create together on these lands that have been stewarded so reverentially. All right. And so if you would like to turn to someone nearby and share one thing that came up for you during that meditation, feel free. Otherwise, more music from the Elevate Quartet. Go ahead and sit down. Kate Wyatt on piano, Owen Chow on trumpet, Peter Dowse electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr on the drums, our Elevate Quartet for the evening. Thank you so much, everyone. You know what? You guys can all go sit down if you want. And I just realized we didn't do any band seats, but look at all the cozy chairs around the tables that you guys could avail yourselves of. Because we have a tiny but mighty crowd in the house tonight, so thank you for being here in person, those of you who are. It's always such a gift to be able to be in community with people in person, in the flesh, knowing that there are people tuning in online too, but it makes a difference when there are people in the room, right? It's like giving a gift and then there's no one to receive it, right? All right, so we are in a brand new month, and our theme for the month is our first of 4 values on the VTC Values Compass, and it is love. And I actually am surprised that we haven't done love as a theme yet since I started. I cannot believe that I haven't chosen this yet. But anyway, so it is love, and the affirmation to go with is, I embody love freely, fully, and authentically in every breath, choice, and experience. How does that land? Yeah? Is that yeah, that's me? Or it's but I'd like it to be more me? Yeah? Maybe a bit of both? Is there anyone here that it doesn't resonate with at all? It's forget about it. I'm a curmudgeon. I'm a Scrooge. Okay, all right, so not that much work to be done. Okay, so this affirmation is just this beautiful declaration and invitation for us to anchor into this theme of love. And the love that we talk about here at VTC is more than just relational love, because there's so many different kinds of love, right? The love that we like to talk about here again and again and again is love as the essence of our being. Love as who and what we are, not just what we feel, not just what we receive or give or experience, but as who and what we are at our core. So the more we declare something like this, the more we embody the love that we truly are, the more we show up as that in our lives, right? And not just for ourselves, but for each other and our world. Because what we do, what we think, what we feel, how we show up, it impacts everyone and everything around us, right? Because we're all energy, we're all energetic beings. So this is the month that we open up to deeper and fuller embodiment of who and what we are at our core. So I'm not going to ask for any shares tonight because this is a brand new affirmation and a brand new theme, but I'm going to ask everyone to just lean into this and just notice, how is love informing your life from moment to moment? How are you showing up as the love that you are, and could you show up more freely, fully, and authentically from moment to moment? Okay? All right, so, I'm missing a slide. Yeah. All right, we are, for those of you who are here for the first time on a Thursday, and actually, we get to do the thing, because even though you guys have been here before, it's the first time you're here on a Thursday. Who's here for the first time on a Thursday? Look at this, look at this. We have so many returnees and new people. All right, so we have Owen, we have Kate, we have oh my God, Kaylee. No. Kaylin. I'm going to blame that on the concussion. I know exactly who you are. And Storm. Storm has a very unique name, and so that is just in my brain. So anyway, so here are all these beautiful souls here on a Thursday for the first time. Let's welcome them the way that we do. We love you, we appreciate you, and we're so glad you're here. Thank you. Could we give them a hand, please? Make it sound like there's 40 people here. Right. Kaylin, oh my God. Anyway, okay, so who here has read The Alchemist, or who's reading along as we're going along with it? Oh, look, some hands, people have read it. A lot of people have read it. Fantastic, okay. Yeah, it's really cool. Every now and then, I'll look out and people bring their books and they have little, pencil marks and whatever in there. So we're only going about 10 pages at a time because there is so much in this book. And even though I thought, I could do this in 4 to 6 weeks, I just want to be with the boy. I want to be with the crystal merchant. I want to be with all of the adventures he's having. I want to be with him as he continues to flip-flop between, am I going and following my bliss in this incredible, amazing thing called my personal legend, or am I just going to stick with what I know and be a shepherd and follow my sheep and travel the world and, live that kind of life? So last week, we ended off with the boy working for the crystal merchant. And every now and then, every few days, every few weeks, whatever, it seemed like the boy had another idea, another innovative, concept of how to improve things at the crystal shop. And the merchant, who's a bit of a curmudgeon, but a kind and compassionate man, super set in his ways, but still, kind of like willing to help out this young boy, begrudgingly says yes. First, he argues for all the limitations in the world, and then he's like, well, okay, you might as well. And so this has happened a few times, and so now the boy has been working there for a few months, I think about 3 or something like that, and the boy is settled into this job. He's actually appreciating the opportunity and enjoying his work because he's decided that his personal legend is not about the dream that he had, is not about the pyramids of Egypt and the treasure that may or may not be there, but is about going back to Spain, doubling his flock, and being a shepherd like he was before all of this happened, right? So he's like, this is my life, this is what I'm going for, this is what I am focusing on. So he's talking with the merchant, and he's excited because now he knows how to speak Arabic, he's learned a whole bunch of new stuff, but he's also thinking about all of the things that he has experienced, all of the things that are sort of bringing him to this incredible notion of going back to Spain feeling like a winner. And so he's feeling really good about himself, and then one day he overhears a couple of men in the street talking, actually complaining about how there's no decent place to drink in the neighborhood. So he's like, ding, an omen, I'm gonna go and ask the crystal merchant, can we start serving tea in crystal glasses? And the crystal merchant, again, as per usual, and so then, he's like, what is it that you want? Why do you keep pestering me about this? And so the old merchant, what is it you're looking for? Asked the old merchant. I've already told you, I need to buy my sheep back, so I have to earn the money to do so. The merchant put some new coals in the hookah and inhaled deeply. I've had this shop for 30 years. I know good crystals from bad and everything else there is to know about crystal. I know its dimensions. I know how it behaves. If we serve tea in crystal, the shop is going to expand. And then I'll have to change my way of life. Well, isn't that good? I'm already used to the way things are. Before you came, I was thinking about how much time I had wasted in the same place while my friends had moved on and either went bankrupt or did better than they had before. It made me very depressed. Now I can see that it hasn't been too bad. The shop is exactly the size I always wanted it to be. I don't want to change anything because I don't know how to deal with change. I'm used to the way I am. The boy didn't know what to say. The old man continued, you have been a real blessing to me. Today I understand something I didn't see before. Every blessing ignored becomes a curse. I don't want anything else in life, but you are forcing me to look at wealth and at horizons I have never known. Now that I have seen them and now that I see how immense my possibilities are, I'm going to feel worse than I did before you arrived because I know things I should be able to accomplish and I don't want to do so. And the boy's like, what? And so here we have this kind man who is willing to help out this young boy with his personal legend, but he's being introduced again and again to all of these opportunities and all of these possibilities for him to fulfill his own personal legend, but he has decided, and he is digging his heels in, that life has got to stay the way it is because that's all he knows. And if there's anything that is going to pull him out of his comfort zone, it's too much. And so this is something that I know I have felt every now and then. Anyone else here been so set in your ways that it's like, you know what, it's really hard to experience something new? Anyone? Okay, a few hands going up. Some other people? No, I guess you're like constantly expanding out of your comfort zone and growing. That's awesome. So anyway, too much talking. So they're talking, but the crystal merchant realizes that, okay, this is an opportunity. The kid's not all bad. You know, there have been good things that have happened, probably things I can get over myself. So he agrees to sell crystal glasses, even though the merchant really in his heart is like, I don't want to change, right? So then, dun, 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 every blessing ignored becomes a curse. This is the main quote from here, from this section, that I really appreciate and that is very, very well known. It was the one that we had in our meditation. And the point of this is to really help us to realize that we're always at choice, right? We are always choosing. And what are we choosing from? Are we choosing from what we know, from what's familiar, from all the thoughts, all the feelings, all the beliefs, all the stories, all the everything that has got us to where we are now? Do we just want to keep repeating that? Or are we choosing from this incredible, amazing awesomeness that we are at our core, from that love, from that infinite potentiality, those infinite possibilities that the merchant is kind of afraid of recognizing or experiencing? Are we choosing from that? Because when we choose from that, we have a very different kind of life experience. And that's when we get to move out of whatever it is that we've experienced so far into something that is new, something that we haven't even been able to imagine before, something that is beyond our wildest dreams that we can't even explain, and yet we've opened ourselves up to the possibility, right? So every blessing ignored becomes a curse is an invitation to remember, to become more intentional about what it is that we're focusing on, to become more purposeful about our choices, so that as we choose, we are choosing something that is not only life-affirming, but that is also in alignment with that incredible divine energetic flow, that creativity, that incredible power, presence, and profundity that is forever, forever ready to unleash itself in, through, around, and as us. And so the boy goes to sleep, and he's thinking about things, and he's thinking about his sheep, and he's thinking about how once upon a time he thought that his sheep could teach him everything that he would need to know in the world. And then as he's thinking about all the things he learned, he's thinking, you know, they showed me where water is, they showed me how to find food, they showed me how they protect each other, they showed me all kinds of stuff. But as he's thinking, you know, maybe it wasn't that they were teaching me, but that I was learning from them. And in that line, we see another little nuanced shift in perspective for the boy as he expands in awareness, as he remembers, even though he's not really doing it consciously, but as he remembers and is inspired that there is so much more to life than what he has experienced so far, than what he can even imagine from what he's familiar with so far. And so then, where are we? And then he spends some more time with the merchant. And as they're smoking, as they're conversing in Arabic, as they're talking about all the things that the boy has experienced over the last few months that he's been working there, all of a sudden, the merchant says, "Maktub." What does that mean? "You would have to have been born an Arab to understand," he answered. "But in your language, it would be something like, 'It is written.'" And as he smothered the coals in the hookah, he told the boy that he could begin to sell tea in the crystal glasses. Sometimes there's just no way to hold back the river. And so every time I hear this, and for those of you guys who are here for the first time, I read this book about 1 to 3 times every single summer. Probably have for like 8 years in a row at this point. It's one of my favorite books. And every time I hear maktub, I actually think, and so it is. Because it's not quite the same thing. It's not that, you know, there's something that is written, that is fated, that is in some big book that is like, oh, this is your life and how it's going to end up. But it kind of is in the way because, and so it is really, it's what's happening, right? Whatever you think, whatever you feel, whatever stories you're telling about yourself or life or people around you, that becomes your life experience. Whatever your hypothesis, whatever your worldview, whatever the lens is, the more ingrained you are with that view, with that lens, with that hypothesis, the more you're going to find evidence for it everywhere you look, right? And so, you know, you think that life is hard? Well, and so it is. You think that you're too tired and don't have enough energy, and so it is. But if you think like, wait a minute, I have it in me to do this, even though I have no idea how I'm going to do it, I know that there is this incredible power that's going to guide me, and so it is. So this is what it makes me think of anytime I hear that maktub, and it's just got the same kind of gravitas, that this maktub does in the book. So where it comes in with New Thought teachings is spirit is forever trying to fulfill itself. I mean, it will not stay still. Energy is energy. It is not going to be contained. It is going to continue to try and find an outlet all the time. And so if you say energy, if you say spirit, source, quantum field, power, God, love, whatever it is that works for you, it is forever expanding. It is forever trying to find an outlet. And so it is up to us as these unique original expressions of this power, of this energy, of this creativity to allow that to happen. Right? But so much of the time, we'll just close ourselves off and just be like, this is enough, because if I were to open up to something new and unknown, that could be too scary. So they're selling tea in crystal glasses, and it's going like gangbusters. People are coming into the store. People are buying more crystal. The crystal merchant has to hire more people, more employees to help out. And it turns out that it was a really, really good idea because people are seeking out the store, and especially those people who have a thirst for all things new. And so one day, the boy wakes up, and it's been 11 months and 9 days since he started working at the crystal shop, and he has enough money. He has enough money, and it's time for him to go. And so he gets dressed, he puts on his special clothing that he purchased and set aside especially for this occasion. He goes downstairs, he gets something to eat, to drink, he has a smoke on the hookah, and he marvels at this massive bundle of money that he's earned over the last year. And then he goes to tell the merchant that he's leaving. I'm leaving today, said the boy. I have the money I need to buy my sheep, and you have the money you need to go to Mecca. The old man said nothing. Will you give me your blessing? Asked the boy. You have helped me. The man continued to prepare his tea, saying nothing. Then he turned to the boy. I am proud of you, he said. You brought a new feeling into my crystal shop. But you know that I'm not going to Mecca, just as you know that you're not going to buy your sheep. Who told you that? Asked the boy, startled. Maktub, said the old crystal merchant, and he gave the boy his blessing. And so the boy goes up to his room and he starts packing all of the things that he's amassed over the last year or so, and then he spots his old shepherd's pouch in the corner of the room. And in that pouch is his jacket. And he thinks, I'm not going to need this thing. I'm going to give it to someone who could make use of it. And as he pulls the jacket out of the pouch, those two stones, Urim and Thummim, fall into the ground. And as he scoops them up and holds them, all of a sudden he remembers the old king. And he realizes, whoa, it's been like about a year since I thought about the old king. But he thinks back to that conversation that he had with him about personal legends, about omens, about following your dream. And it warms his heart, and he keeps thinking about all the things that have happened to him so far, and all the things that have gotten to him to this moment where he is now. And he's so proud of himself because he's been following his personal legend, which at this point is to get back to Spain, to buy a bunch of sheep, and to become a shepherd again. I'm going to go back to doing just what I did before, the boy thought, even though the sheep didn't teach me to speak Arabic. But the sheep had taught him something even more important, that there was a language in the world that everyone understood, a language that the boy had used throughout time that he was trying to improve things at the shop. It was the language of enthusiasm, of things accomplished with love and purpose, and as part of a search for something believed in and desired. Tangier was no longer a strange city, and he felt that just as he had conquered this place, he could conquer the world. When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it, is what the old king had told him before. So he gets ready, he goes downstairs, he sees the crystal merchant talking with a bunch of people, and then he decides he doesn't want to say goodbye to him because he's going to end up crying, so he leaves without saying goodbye. And as he's wandering the streets, he happens upon that bar that he went into where the thief, took his money. And so he goes into the bar, the bartender is still there, but the thief isn't there, so he sits down to have some tea. And he starts thinking about all the things that have got him there, how proud he is of himself. And then he starts thinking, is it better to live life like the merchant does? Like dreaming of your dream, but actually not wanting to do it and not wanting to accomplish it? Or is it better to follow your dreams and not know what's going to happen and maybe run into like some unexpected stuff, but experience something that you could have never imagined? And so as he's thinking about this, he's realizing the hills of Andalusia were only 2 hours away, but there was an entire desert between him and the pyramids. Yet the boy felt that there was another way to regard his situation. He was actually 2 hours closer to his treasure. The fact that the 2 hours had stretched into an entire year didn't matter. I know why I want to get back to my flock, he thought. I understand sheep. They're no longer a problem and they can be good friends. On the other hand, I don't know if the desert can be a friend, and it's in the desert that I have to search for my treasure. If I don't find it, I can always go home. I finally have enough money and all the time I need. Why not? He suddenly felt tremendously happy. He could always go back to being a shepherd. He could always become a crystal salesman again. Maybe the world had other hidden treasures, but he had a dream and he had met with a king. That doesn't happen to just anyone. He was planning as he left the bar. He had remembered that one of the crystal merchant's suppliers transported his crystal by means of caravans that crossed the desert. He held Urim and Thummim in his hand. Because of those two stones, he was once again on the way to his treasure. I am always nearby when someone wants to realize their personal legend, the old king had told him. What would it cost to go over to the supplier's warehouse and find out if the pyramids were really that far away? So the title of my talk today is called, What Could It Cost? And the question that I'm asking here is the cost of truly living your life. And the cost of truly living is reflected in enthusiasm with which we follow our dreams, or not. When we follow our dreams and only imagine, when we dream and only imagine, then we enjoy, we visualize, we can get caught up in the idea and the hopefulness of it, but we play it safe. When we dream and we follow our dream, we risk, right? One is sticking with the familiar and the known. The other one is moving into the unfamiliar and the unknown and into something new. So in the end, every moment is an opportunity to embrace our blessings, to approach life with enthusiasm in following our dream and fulfilling our personal legend. So my questions to you are, what could it cost you to realize your dreams? What will it cost you if you don't? Thank you, and so it is. So now is an opportunity, if you would like to get into little groups of 2 or 3 or 4, or a table, because there's so few people here tonight, and you can unpack what you just listened to. You can talk about the music tonight, whatever it is that's alive for you in the moment. And if you would rather not, that's okay too. There's an interactive table there. It's still kind of nice outside. Have some tea, but I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. Thank you. And then we'll have more music from the Elevate Quartet. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning.
Anyway, he's got a job with machine shop. He has no idea how to use a machine. Doesn't know how to use any kind of software, anything like that. He's like, this is a new job. I might be great at this. Who knows? And so he jumped the gun and he's currently doing it. But it's like government work, like making rocket parts and stuff. He's like, oh my goodness. So
And so it is.
he's trying new things.
You know,
But he sounds,
like forget about the second guessing. Is it the person? The
he
perfect
sounds
one?
like
Is
it's
it the
going
right
well.
one? Just
It
it's the
sounds
right
like
one because
he's
that's the one you chose in the
excited
moment, and
to
that's what
move
you're
on.
choosing to
He's
focus
like
on.
nervous but excited. So
And just see where it
it
goes.
seems to have worked out.
It
Well.
almost
He's in
sounds
a
like
totally
the way you
different
said it, it
environment,
almost
totally
sounds
different job, totally different. Like he's
the
doesn't
universe
mind
with all
anything
the
about
other stuff
machining or anything about
right
anything like
behind
that. And he just gave
is
his life
waiting
for
for
it.
you
And it's
to like
Well, I think sometimes
make
like
that first step and be
so much
present,
nicer, even if it's not
like
like a
going in
complete
that
conflict
direction.
than just
So just the one thing,
and
and then
knowing
it's like,
what
you know,
works,
building a bridge, but the other
Yeah.
side
knowing that
of
you
building
don't
a bridge.
want it,
But they're
like,
waiting to see
even if
which,
it's change and
like,
change is scary.
are you starting on that side or this side? Okay,
Different
well,
in
you're
these
there.
ways
Okay, we're
things
gonna
to explore versus
Yeah.
from this
knowing
side, right?
that
Less that I'm waiting for them to pick what they're like, what, pick whichever one.
Yeah.
Like, come along and help you with that.
I think
Yeah, I like that.
They'll help-
Building a
and-
bridge from both
So
sides.
that and because we'll help you with whichever
I do think
way
it's a lot
you
of the time.
choose.
Mm-hmm.
So just
when we know the
we're
cost
Yeah.
ready.
I know.
of staying somewhere.
This is literally the story of my life, because everything excites me and everything's so fun and piece of fun. And then I'm like,
Yeah, I do think a lot of the time not making changes does
But,
cost you.
yeah.
Because if you
It's
can
just
do
a
that
visible
also
cost because you never
in a
see what
question,
the cost
like
would be.
You don't
what,
you don't know.
what will it take to
Yeah, that's the very scary part.
feel at ease with where I'm at?
Yeah.
What will it take to, you know, financially feel at ease, I guess, right? Something like, so it's a question, so you're going, this is where I'm at.
Sometimes just a question of,
Even asking the question is
not immediately, but I think
creating
you can't actually betray, you already know the fact. You know, the question is, how can I integrate this into my life?
cornerstone
It doesn't have to
built.
instantly blow up the most
This is where I'm
satisfying
at.
check.
What will the
Like
rest
the
of
ones that you can, sorry, the best
Because
checks are not the
I
most
know how I
satisfying.
want it to
It's
feel,
really what happens
how I
to
want it
the
to
happy
feel
person.
when it's complete. And then really that's what you're doing.
I think a lot of costs are
Here,
to use at the
it feels great to take
But
a
it's just
step
like,
in this, you know, feeling good in this way, knowing what my final state is, or whatever it is. And then the answer's already in something shimmering its way towards like what's the point?
It's like the more we stay in one place,
And it's like, but it's so easy. Think about that.
Why does this sound so weird? There we go. That's a singing bowl. Clunky bowl. All right, everyone. Come on back. Turn around. Gonna hand out the You Are Beautiful blessing box. There's some new, brand spank. I mean, they're always new, but because it's love this month, brand new bunch. Take one for yourself, add it to your collection. Where is this? La 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 la. And then as you got that blessing bowl, or blah, blah, jeez, as that You Are Beautiful blessing box is going around, just a reminder, there are tons of events happening here in the VTC Sanctuary all month long. If you want to find out about any of them, best place to go is the website, the events page. We do have some flyers on the wall and on the door. There's tons of them on the door. But the events page on the website will give you all the details. Just a few super cool ones that are coming up. The Spirit of Jazz and Soul VTC Summer Concert Series starting on June 19th with Louise Rose here at VTC. There are going to be 9 concerts every single Friday night. By donation, $20 suggested. And we're going to have different artists coming through every single Friday night. Kelby is organizing everyone. It's going to be so great. All right, so just mark your Fridays, until mid-August, starting June 19th. We also have the Summer Solstice Reset this year happening. It was so amazing last year. We have 4 spots left. So if you would like to come and do some 90 breath work and experience some Reiki during a beautiful sound bath afterwards to integrate, please let me know, because it's going to sell out in the next few days. And then that's it. There won't be another one until next year. Sunday night soundscape and meditation with Jen Lang happening on, the next one is Sunday, June 14th. She's here with her beautiful singing bowls and her incredible angelic vocalization. And it's just medicine through vibration and sound and music. And then finally, the VTC orientation class that I have postponed so many times because of so many things, happening on Sunday, July 19th. After fellowship, so there will be a light lunch served, and then we're going to just hang out for 75 minutes. That's an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm going to just talk about what is New Thought, what is VTC all about, is membership something that maybe you're interested in? If you are a member, how would you like to contribute more and be of service? Okay, it's free, anybody can come. And important news, VTC is taking a break in the summertime for a few weeks. Friday, August 21st to Wednesday, September 9th, we will be closed for all in-house programming. So during that time, no Celebrate or Elevate, okay? We're going to keep announcing it, and it's also on our website, right? Yeah. All right, so now I'm going to ask you, if you enjoyed tonight and you would like to support the kind of programming that we have here, these incredible stellar musicians who come here every single week and bless us with the gift of music and inspiration, then I invite you to drop something into the Abundance Bowl. I am offering my contribution for tonight. And then when the Abundance Bowl comes around to you, even if you're not physically putting something into it, I invite you to put in an intention for prosperity, for community, for artistry, for creativity, and of course, for love. So here you go. And if you use the credit card machine, please write your name on the back so that Mary knows who to credit the donation with. And as that bowl is going around, as the box is going around, we're going to hear some more music from the Elevate Quartet.
We forgot
Kate-
to announce, sorry,
What?
that this was Caravan. Kate leaned over during your talk and said,
Yeah.
let's do Caravan. For obvious reasons. We were,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we were excited about how the night programmatically went because the first tune was Maiden Voyage. So we were talking about like the idea of, in the book, of new adventures, and then this was our version of the approaching the caravan.
Yeah, thank you. So good. Kate Wyatt on piano, Owen Chow on trumpet, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr on drums. Let's give them a hand again. All right, well, that is another Elevate. I'm going to invite everybody to stand on up. I'm going to switch mics. Leslie, could I trouble you for some of this? And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to the band. Thank you to Danny and Glenn on tech tonight. Thank you to Denise for setting up, for greeting. Thank you to everybody who showed up whether it's in person or online, because this is all about community, and there would be no community without you. So thank you for being here. And so now we're going to sing a great tune by Ginger Coyle. She did such a fabulous concert here last summer. Were you here? I can't remember for that. No? Okay. Anybody here for that concert? Nobody was here for that concert. Okay, all right. Well, Glenn and I were. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, normally we have more people who were there like, yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Next slide, please. There's a ton of lyrics in this song. Please don't try and sing it. If you want to, go ahead, but don't feel like you have to until the yellow words come on. When the yellow words come, I am love, I am light, I am inner peace, that is all you, okay? All right, so here we go. Closing out another Elevate.
All right. 1, 2, 1, 2, hit.
Everybody's waiting on a revolution they've developed from an illusion. I think first it's gonna take a revelation, shift their minds and consciously awaken to the positivity human beings should be, full of love and light and inner peace. Vibrate to a higher frequency, you higher, higher, higher. I was young, I looked for love in empty places, got myself into some situations. Now I've grown, I know my past does not define me, and all the love I could ever need is here inside me. Took so long for me to see it was waiting here for me. The love, the light, the inner peace. Vibrate to a higher frequency. Higher, higher, higher. Walk the earth in search of every explanation, but be aware of your own co-creation. Take responsibility for your conditions, and don't forget the power of your own volition. There is joy, just as there is pain. They are one and the same. It's a choice you choose to make. Vibrate to a higher frequency. All right, dance party, and go ahead and bless your neighbor for the week. You guys have a lot of part coming up. Are you ready? Owen Chow! I am love, I am light, I am inner peace. You are love, you are light, you are inner peace. We are love, we are light, we are inner peace. Be the light, be the inner peace. Kate Wyatt, Owen Chow, Peter Dowse, Kelby MacNayr. Let's give them a hand one last time. Thank you for being with us at another Elevate here at VTC. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here, and we will see you next week.
That was such a pleasure. That was awesome.
I knew we needed you to be here at least once.
That was super fun. I love that.
Do you guys want to fill out forms to be paid, or would you prefer to send an invoice?
Oh, why is that such a hard question? 'Cause I haven't had dinner.